Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly and today I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy folio mini album. So as you know, I recently shared with you this little folio mini album. It is a very quick and easy project. I did do a tutorial in Spanish, so now I'm going to recreate this in English version since a lot of you wanted to see how it was made. I also shared with you how I added the pictures. So all we're gonna need for this mini album or mini folio is some heavyweight cardstock and your design paper. So we're gonna make the base using heavyweight cardstock. I'm going to start with the first sheet. Now all my cardstock measures 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to score at 1 and at 2. And then I'm going to score at 8 and at 9. So that's my first piece. My second piece, I'm simply going to just cut in half. So I have two pieces of 8.5 by 5.5. And then I'm going to fold along the score lines, just like this, along each one of these lines. Then I'm gonna go on the other side and do the same thing, just like that. And then what we're gonna do is just glue one of the 5.5 pieces on this side and the other one on the other side. So I am just gonna be using glue for this tutorial, but you can also use some double-sided tape if you have some. And so yeah, so I find the glue sometimes to be easier because you can adjust it and just gonna play around with it. So I'm gonna lay this flat just so I make sure that I have this nice and straight. And then I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna add glue on this panel. Now this panel is a little bit bigger. You can trim it to a 1 inch if you like, but it doesn't matter. It just gives you more support if anything. Alright, so I am just going to place this right there like so. There we go. Now we have the base. Very quick and simple, as you can see. So on the first panel, when we open this up, we have 3 panels. So the first panel and the back of the third panel, we are going to add magnets. So let me grab my magnet. So I am going to place one magnet on this side there. And these magnets that I'm using are 10 by 3. And I actually bought these magnets by mistake. I really don't like how bulky they are. But they do hold everything because they're really strong. So I am just going to place my opposite magnet there. And I am going to put the sticky side up for this one. Now because these magnets are super strong, this might not hold, but we'll see. So what you want to do is just stand your folio and make sure that your gussets here are perpendicular to your back base. Make sure it's standing up, and then we are going to press where the magnet needs to be. And then I'm gonna try to open it and separate them. Like I said, these magnets are strong, so they never want to separate. But after you add your paper, then you should be fine. Okay, so now we have the magnets, and we know we're not gonna build anything on this side or anything on that side, but we do have these 2 sides to play with. So I'm gonna cut a new sheet of cardstock at 9.5 by 5 3/4. So then I'm gonna score these at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And I'm gonna fold this along the score lines again. And the first 1/2 inch is going to be glue into the center of the base. And the second 1/2 inch is basically our gusset for this side. So I'm just gonna add my glue on this 1/2 inch. And I'm just gonna hold this flat like this for now and add it in the back. Now we're gonna center it. This is going to be slightly smaller than the base, and that is because you don't want this crushing into that. You want to make sure it closes. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do that, and then you'll see you have your half an inch gusset on the top. So I'm gonna grab another sheet, and I'm just gonna trim this at 8 inches, just like that, and then I'm gonna cut this at 5.5. So I have 2 pieces, and I'm gonna score half an inch on one side for each one of those. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold along the score line again here, and we're gonna give it a good fold. So now I'm gonna bring my base back, and I'm gonna open that, the flap that we just added, and I am going to add these 2 pieces that we did, and I'm gonna add one on the left, and you want to center up and down. This piece is going to be a little bit smaller than your page. I'm gonna add some glue, and one is gonna go on the left, and the other one is going to be on the right. So you want to open that one up, and I'm gonna place this one, and you want to make sure that it's at the same elevation as the one that we just did. So basically you're just gonna center it up and down, and here we go. So now we have these 2 flaps, and then this whole thing is gonna close down like so. Now we're gonna work on this. So I'm gonna use a new sheet, and I'm gonna cut these at 5 3/4 by 8 1/2, and we're gonna score at half an inch again. So now we're gonna fold along the score line. So then I'm gonna add this page onto the left side, just like this, to create another flap. So then I'm going to cut 2 pieces of 5 by 8 1/2, and we're gonna score them at half an inch along the 8 1/2 inch side. So then I'm going to fold along the score lines, just like that, and I'm gonna add one on the top, like this, and one on the bottom. So I'm just gonna do this top first, and again, this piece is going to be slightly a little bit smaller than this base we're putting it on, so make sure that it's center. And then we're gonna open that up and add the one for the bottom, just like this. So now we have the base ready. As you can see, here's the flaps that we did on this side, and then we also open it up this way. Now on the center we will open it up like so, and here are the flaps that we added on the top. And now what we're going to do is just create this waterfall on the center. So for that, you are going to first cut a piece of your design paper that is going to measure 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, and we're gonna put it on your base. Now I'm not going to embellish all of my folio just yet, because this is a project that is going to be shared later on, but I am going to just place my base here. So now I'm going to grab some regular cardstock. For my waterfalls, I don't like using heavy weight because it just gets too bulky and the waterfall doesn't lay as flat as you see it here. So for this waterfall, we are going to be using just regular 65-pound cardstock. So I'm going to grab the regular weight cardstock. Again, this measures 8 1/2 by 11. So I am going to cut these at 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, which is basically cutting this paper in 4 pieces. So you get 4, and then we're going to do this one as well. And so we have 8 pieces of the same size. So we are going to score each piece at half an inch along the 4 1/4 side. So I am just going to continue with all of this one. So then we're just gonna fold along the score line for each one of those, and make sure that you fold it really nice so it's really flat. So now I have all my pieces here, and we're just gonna start building our waterfall. So I am going to add a little bit of glue on this little flap, and I'm going to start from the bottom. So I'm gonna place it just like this. Probably gonna give it a good half an inch on the bottom. Okay, and then we're gonna place the next one right where this one finished. We're gonna place the next one. So then I'm just gonna press this down, and I'm going to do the same with the next one. Just add my glue and just place it right on top of that one. Okay, you can always open it to make sure that you put it where you were supposed to put it. And then I'm just gonna continue adding all of these little flaps. So I am done adding my waterfall, and other than that, you could add some magnets here if you like to keep these closed. And so yeah, so we are done with the base of the folio. So here's the completed one. I will be decorating mine, and I will share that with you guys later on. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you try this tutorial. I love seeing your pictures, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.